Yeah, we're getting on board the 90s train here, and we're going to be on that train through next week. Every day in the 90s, it looks like, potentially through Friday of next week. So we've been talking about the heat, making sure that you remember to keep hydrated, take frequent breaks. If you have an outdoor job, the vehicles, as Britt and Alan were just talking about, look before you lock. Make sure kids and pets are never left behind in the vehicle with this type of heat. Outdoors, limit strenuous activities, stay hydrated, and remember, check on those that you know that don't have air conditioning. Just make sure that they're doing okay, especially older folks. Watching the Gulf of Mexico this morning, there's a good potential of all of this thunderstorm activity down here south of New Orleans, Louisiana, becoming a tropical depression today that could strengthen into a tropical storm, and then perhaps a hurricane bringing a lot of rain to Louisiana and helping to shift the weather pattern a little bit across the country. So it could have an indirect impact on our weather next week, keeping us hotter than we would otherwise be here. Temperatures today will top out in the 90s. So we go from the 60s right now into the mid-90s this afternoon. Hottest temperature we've had so far this year in Denver is 96. That happened twice at the end of June, so we should match that. We'll come close to 100 in southeast Colorado, but I think some of the hottest weather in our state will actually be up to the northeast. Our friends around Sterling and around Brush, Fort Morgan, you're going to come close to 100 degrees this afternoon. Satellite showing the mostly clear skies across our state, and that's because of high pressure. So once again today, no chance for thunderstorms in the Denver metro area, but then as we get toward the weekend, that high shifts ever so slightly to the east, just enough to set up a monsoon flow. So as that monsoon moisture makes its way into our state this weekend, a better chance of seeing thunderstorms developing in the mountains that can make their way toward Denver. For the most part, the storms later today in our state will be south of Monument Hill. Colorado Springs, Pueblo, maybe an isolated late-day storm there that move out of the San Grays and the central mountains. So 90s. Again, Andrea, that's the story. It's going to be warm for a while, but I think today will actually be the warmest day of the next 7. At least we'll only be in the lower 90s, lower and middle 90s starting tomorrow just as the Rockies come back to town. All right, how's the drive looking this morning?
The drive